there are many participants in this great cosmic drama played out on earth that we call the Christmas story. Most of these participants are mentioned in the Gospel of Luke, again, probably Mary's recollection to Luke. And you know some of the names of these folks. Zachariah and Elizabeth, cousin of Mary, parents of John the Baptist, who experienced their own wonderful conception and delivery and promise of God. The shepherds, the lowest status workers among the Jews, the Magi, pagan astrologer priests, the angels, God's messengers, Joseph, a man of honor, Jesus' stepfather, Herod, the king, sometimes called the fox, because he was manipulative and deceitful, power-hungry. But he was also a terrorist who ordered innocent infants slaughtered. There were the temple soldiers who did Herod's dirty work. And we can look at any of these or several of these participants and at some depth. But one person stands out as the unlikely heroine of this drama, this story, and that is Mary. This village Jewish adolescent girl, somewhere between 14 and 17 years old. And to me, one of the questions to ask as we think about Mary in particular is, why Mary? Why was she chosen? What was so special about this adolescent Jewish girl that God chose her for the awesome task of being the mother of the Son of God? Why Mary? But to ask that question, I want to expand on it. I want to go a little bit further than why Mary. And that is, why Abraham? Why Noah? Why Moses? Why David? Why Jeremiah or Isaiah? Why Peter, James, and John? Why Paul? Why Billy Graham? Why Mother Teresa? Why you? And why me? Our natural, logical, and very human response is that these men and women, and all men and women who have been chosen by God, are somehow qualified for their chosenness. Somewhat like a job applicant qualifies for a job. And that is, you see this ad, you respond to it by sending your resume. If they have interest in you, then you fill out an application, and if you qualify, you go for an interview, and if they offer you the job, then you have the background check, and you have the drug screen, and then you accept the offer. By the way, 2.5 years ago, when I went through this experience at Southeastern, I responded to an internet ad, and I went through this process, okay? But for the interview, I stayed with former son-in-law Mark in Lakeland, and I didn't know where Southeastern was, so I got on map quest, and I got my map and just followed this route to Southeastern. And the route I took for my 9 a.m. appointment did not take me past the McDonald's, where I could have a little breakfast. And so my breakfast before this very important interview was a Diet Coke and a package of cookies that I got from the convenience store. Now, I got the job, so my recommendation to you, never mind, you don't want to do that. But you hear what I'm saying? That a lot of times, it's like, how does God choose the people he chooses? Well, don't we go through some screening process, some interviewing process, where God looks at our history, looks at our accomplishments, looks at the resume, and then says, yeah, you make it, you qualify, you get the call, you get the job, I choose you. It's not that way at all. Because God's invitation to follow and to serve him is based on totally different criteria than we think ought to be the case. Because we think for God to call us, there ought to be something about us that makes us choosable by God. But again, think historically for a minute. Do you think that Abram, was any different than dozens, maybe hundreds of males in his nomadic desert tribe? Do you think Noah, a family man, who was minding his own business until God visited him and informed Noah that he was going to make a career change? He was going to be a boat builder at a time and place where no boats had ever been built. But the Bible says Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. How about Moses, rescued from an order much like Herod had given for the Jewish babies to be destroyed? He rose to prominence in Egypt. He murdered a man, and then God called him. How about David, the runt of the litter? David's dad, Jesse, went through all of the other sons, presented them to Samuel, before he got to before he got to David. It's like, it can't be David. He's out watching sheep. Jeremiah was called by God, quote, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nation. When? Before he was even born. God called. Peter, James, John were part of the family-owned fishing business. Paul tried to end the Christian movement. What qualifies these men to become followers of God and to be used by God in a great way? And here's Mary, a young Jewish girl, like many young Jewish girls at the time, believed in Yahweh, and most of the time was obedient to her parents. She knew that her future husband had been already decided by a negotiation process that excluded her. What qualified her any more than any other young girl in her village? Why did God choose Mary? And I'd like to suggest that it's the same reason God has always chosen the men and women and the children that he has touched, called, and made. That is the mystery of grace. And that's the same reason God has called me and you. The mystery of grace. Because nothing I have ever said or done or accomplished can qualify me for God's call in my life. Nothing you have ever said or done or accomplished can qualify you for God's call on your life. So here's the flip side of that. Nothing I have ever said or done or accomplished can disqualify me from God's call on my life. Nothing that you have ever said or done or accomplished can disqualify you from God's call on your life. No one God has ever chosen or called or used has qualified or deserved to be chosen, called, or used. You mean I don't have anything to do with God's call to follow and to serve Him? Our role in God's call is very simple, and it's the same for all of us. Our role in God's call is the same as Mary. Our role is the same, yes. And that yes is not a yes of assent. That is, Mary didn't say, yes, I believe God can do the impossible. She didn't say, yes, I believe Messiah will come. Her yes was not a yes of assent, it was a yes of action. I am the Lord's servant. May it be to me as you have said. That's what I call an action yes. Let me give you a couple of examples of action yeses. Is that you, Mike? When we receive or offer a proposal for marriage, our yes to that, if we say yes, our yes to that is not a yes of assent. It's not a yes where we say, yes, I think marriage is an important institution. It's not a yes that says, yes, I believe you could make someone a good partner, a good married partner someday. That would be a yes unless. Yes, but wait a minute. Are there going to be dirty diapers involved? Yes, but can we change sickness and health to health and wealth? Can we change as long as we both shall live to as long as we both shall love? Yes, unless. That is, yes, but do you promise no rebellious teenagers and no annoying in-laws? The yes to marry is one of the most unqualified, unconditional, and absolute yeses we can ever say. There's another example. You see a military recruiting poster. The yes of action means, yes, I'll join, I'll do whatever they want me to do. But here's what yes unless looks like. Yes, unless my drill instructor yells at me. Yes, but they're not going to make me do anything dangerous, are they? That yes to join the military, and some of you have been in the military, you know, that yes to join the military is one of the most unqualified, unconditional yeses a person can ever say. Mary's response to God's mysterious and gracious call on her life was to say yes. It wasn't a theoretical, vague yes of assent. It was a yes of commitment, a yes of action. A yes where she said, in effect, God, whatever you want to do in my life, I'm available. God, wherever you want to teach me, wherever you want to take me, I will go. And Mary certainly didn't know all the implications of that yes. He never did. Abraham went out not knowing where he was going. He had said yes, and then God led him. The Bible says we walk by faith and not by sight. Mary did not know that her son would bring shame upon her and her family by going around claiming to be the Messiah. Mary did not know that her son would be brutally murdered by a conspiracy of Roman and Jewish leaders. Mary also did not know that her son would be resurrected from the dead by the power of God. We don't know what difficulties, challenges, hardships will bring when we say yes to God's invitation to follow. When we say yes to God's gracious choice of us, we say yes, not knowing where we are going, but we say yes. Knowing that we're not knowing. Sometimes that yes brings hardship, family conflict, sacrifice, difficulty. Maybe not for us, but in some cultures, in some societies, in some places, a yes to God might bring pain, suffering, even martyrdom. But we also say yes to victory, to joy, to healing, to intimacy with God, and to eternal life. We say yes. This Christmas time would be a wonderful time for your yes and my yes to be unqualified, unconditional, and absolute. Back when I pastored my first church in Ohio, I heard about a church that had a retaking of marriage vows. And I talked about that with some of the leadership, and we thought that would be a nice thing to do. That married couples on Sunday would come forward, and they would say the marriage vows over again. And I thought that was a nice gesture, and I was surprised that one of the key leadership couples in the church didn't come forward. I didn't know that they wanted to come forward and take part in that. And when I asked about it, the wife said something that impressed me. She said, when I said yes to him 30-some years ago, I meant it. And I didn't have to restate it. I didn't have to affirm. I still think it could have taken part of what we were doing. But I got what she was saying. That when she said her yes to him, she meant it. Unconditional, unqualified, absolute. I pray that maybe over this weekend, sometime this Christmas season, if there is any holding back, if there is any reservation, you will say yes to God's call on your life and God's plan for your life. You will say yes. Lord, there is so much that's powerful and profound about this Christmas story. Regardless of whether we look at Isaiah's prophecy or Zechariah's prophecy or the gospel accounts of Matthew, Mark, and Luke, or John's deep and profound affirmation of the eternal becoming flesh. Lord, I know that I am humbled by this story, this history. And I fear that I can never do it justice. But I pray that your Spirit might work. It might work in our hearts to help us to say yes. We don't know why you choose us. We don't know why you have called us. We don't know why you have invited us to follow you. It's a mystery of grace. But here you, and to that invitation, we say, yes, Lord. Do what you want. Take us where you want. Lead us where you want. Because we know, even though there will be challenges and obstacles and disappointments, that ultimately that great yes that you say to us through the resurrection of Jesus will mean eternal victory and celebration and freedom.